Let's
And we
vent.
are live. Welcome, 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 Falcon fans, Facebook fans, Atlanta Falcon fans around the world. What did we just see? I don't know, but it was something. I mean, wow, C-Dub, you know what I mean? At times that hurt my heart and my eyes. I could not believe what I was watching, but you know what? This is football, and from week to week, this kind of stuff happens.
Yep.
So we're gonna go live, and you know how we do on this show. At first, we're gonna cue the music. So, without further ado, here we go.
Mm.
Well. C Dub, my man C Dub. How you doing?
I mean, Mama said there'd be days like this, but daggone, man.
It be days like this. Yes, she did. God rest
Yeah, whew,
her.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I've been better. Let's just put it that way. Look, it could be worse. I could be at a Hojo inn and sleeping on a metal frying pan. So we're not doing that again.
Thank God you're not
But
doing that anymore.
oh man, but this game was just as bad. I really once you saw the 2 to 3 false starts in a row, it just changed the game, and the fan you could hear the disservice in the fans. So yeah, I mean, how you want to go ahead and talk, or you want me to? I mean, I'm here.
Go right ahead, my friend. Go right ahead.
This game was it's one of those when you watch, you're going, we talked about not taking the Seahawks lightly. We talked about Geno Smith being able to cut apart a team. Talked about how Walker can run the football. How, his counterpart can run the football.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good team. It's not like this team is just nothing.
Yep.
They have lost 3 division games. So they needed a win. I get that. All right. But my God, I didn't expect that. I don't want to say it was quit, but almost like disinterest. Also, man, if you heard the press conference with Raheem and Jimmy Lake, I never got to be on the show to talk about it, but I got to hear it while I was traveling, and my thoughts were, they sounded very cocky, full of themselves. And let me tell you something. I can't stand Nick Sirianni, all right, because I think he's cocky. I think, he rather fluff himself before anything else. It's always him first and the team. I'm wondering about that with Raw, or because when they were asking questions, legit questions about pass rush, they were brushing it off. Talking about how Ebikadi's the second best pass rusher. Talking about how the pass rush is coming along. And I'm going, well, after what I watched, I don't see anything because if anything, this proves we definitely need a pass rusher because Judon is bringing pressure over and no one is picking it up. And look, I hate to say it, one of the reasons I thought this team was going to be really good was I thought Judon and Grady together was going to get that pressure. I'm seeing Judon get it. I don't see Grady getting it. And now I'm asking, it is now that point where you got to go, okay, I'm not trying to let go of Grady. Let me make that clear. But you definitely need somebody to now. Grady is not that guy that's going to get pressure. He's not Aaron Darnold. That's what I think a lot of fans get lost in when they think of the 2019 team, saying, oh, Raw did the same thing. Raw had Aaron Donald, not only Aaron Donald, Von Miller. I believe he even had Fowler, if I'm not mistaken. But he had a team of pass rushers around Von Miller and had a very good secondary. That's why I look at it and I'm going, what in the blue blazes? I mean, I don't get it. This team just looked incredibly flat on offense, special teams, and defense. And man, look, the thing was, you could have still gotten closer. You could have actually made plays through the running game, but you wouldn't run the football. And I'm looking at this team, I'm going, when did we get Mike Bobo as our coach? When did we get because Zach Robertson, there have been times in his tenure, let's say, he's got the two running backs, but man, he really struggles about running that football. And it's like, dude, just keep it simple, stupid. Let's go with the KISS system. I'm looking at Raheem, man, and I'm asking, why didn't you just get some experienced coaches to help you through this? Because you're asking Jimmy Lake, who's never ran a defense. You're asking Zach Roberts. And sometimes I'm just looking, going, are y'all just being passive because whatever? Because, it's funny. When we talked about comparisons of the 2016 year, this is kind of getting there in some regards. They want to play safe enough, thinking the offense will take care of them. But then you have to answer the question, what happens when the offense isn't clicking? I mean,
yeah. No, not to cut you off.
No, you're not. I was thinking.
I'm looking at our numbers. So it looks like we rushed 31 for almost 150.
Mm-hmm. We were doing good on the run.
31 for 150. We just had turnovers, man. We had turnovers at inopportune times. We shot ourselves in the foot. So there's one specifically when they got that touchdown in the second half where the roughing the passer quarterback, roughing the passer on Washington, who actually played well today, but it extended that drive. They went in and scored. And then I think at a certain point we got desperate. To me, we did not come out with a sense of urgency. We came out like, this is going to be like everything else. We're going to play mediocre in the first half, and then we'll come out and get them in the second half. And, hey, the Seahawks showed you might not get a chance to do that. So hopefully this will be a learning lesson for the Falcons. I mean, look, this happens. You don't want it to happen, but nothing went right for us today. We couldn't execute. I think this is probably the worst game we've seen Kirk play. One of those interceptions was off Drake's hands, although it was high. It kind of went through his hands, so can't really put that one on Kirk. But the fumble, again, Kirk's trying to extend the drive or whatever. Guy comes up, blocks it, and then there's the one where he just overshot his receiver. And it was a bad performance. Bad performance by everybody. This tape's ugly. So hopefully we will live it, learn from it. Not love it, but again, this happens, right? And that's why I say, and on One Time for the Fan, Jack and I always have these conversations. I say, look, it's a long season, right? It's a long season, and the Falcons have to come out and learn how to win a game when you don't have your best fastball. Falcons have to come out and learn how to win a game when you don't have your best stuff. You know what I mean? When things aren't going right,
Yeah.
and this is just, you know, it's not that Seattle did anything great. They just made less
No.
mistakes than we did, and
You
they
know,
took advantage of it.
you had all those penalties on the offense, and at first God, it's like some of the things that happened in this game just kept offending me, because you have to answer yourself, how do you get the offense in track? Well, start if you're going to run the ball. Look, first of all, they had a secondary that was just new today
Mm-hmm.
to them. All
Mm-hmm.
right. I get it. You think that's the mismatch. But what you want to do is get the running game going. Because if you get the running game going and then you pass play action, they're going to respond even more. Okay. And then you get those guys, singled up or wide open. And it's almost like, and then our defense. I get AJ Terrell got paid. Okay. And he's got to get the smoke because here's the problem. He wanted, AJ Terrell's really good, but when he's paired against a top guy,
He has
don't
trouble.
tell me he's a top corner then.
Yeah.
You know, because he got not just burnt, but he was having a hard time keeping up with DK. Then some of the coverages they called, the time to call cover 3, they called a cover 2. They had 4 guys around DK, I guess to give him a group hug versus trying to knock the ball down. And it's so alarming how ridiculous we looked on defense. And you could see, I am tired of hearing people say, well, the Falcons should get healthy on the pass rush against this offensive line. I am done hearing about that. Terry, I know we hear it all the time, but the amount of times we are getting held and everything, I don't think we're really ever going to get any pressures. I mean, I know we got like 2 sacks, by the way. Big ups to Aruk. But, and I know another one, but I couldn't remember his name. It's like Justin something. He's got 3 names. That's what I'm saying. But he had a good sack. But the thing is, what I keep saying, you want to get your guys involved.
Mm-hmm.
Get your guys, move guys around. I'm even willing to take Troy Anderson to be on the opposite edge to try to get pressure if it means we, can get there. Some of these blitz calls that we are calling, it's like you're right there for the quarterback to see, and the quarterback's like, oh, this is easy. Mm-hmm. And 3rd down, don't even get me started. We can't stop nobody on 3rd down. I've never understood this.
Yeah, just I don't know, man. Just an all around bad day, man. It was a bad day. Enough blame. The offense was pretty bad. The defense was pretty bad. Special team was pretty bad. I don't know if Freddie the Falcon was bad today. I would imagine he had a good day, but maybe the cheerleaders had a good day. But
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, outside of that, not much positive we can say about our Falcons. But hey, good thing is, on the next week it's one game.
Yeah.
Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it.
Yeah. Well, I think one person said it best. You lose this game. Okay, what you've done is you've lost a game. Yeah, it's in your division or it's in the NFC conference.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in your NFC South division.
Right.
I mean, it will come into play playoff seeding, but the thing is this. Hopefully this is a wake-up call,
mm-hmm.
And not be so thumping your chest. T, I don't know if you're in the Atlanta Bird Gang chat, but I was, and there was some people were saying, well, we need to start Michael Penix. And I'm going, why? You know, because they're like, obviously Kurt can't run. I'm going, Kurt is not designed to be a scrambler.
Mm-hmm.
You knew this coming in. And by the way, just a little hint, neither is Michael Penix. So relax. You know, and then not only that, these people were wanting to have Michael Penix play, and I'm going, against a division team that's breathing down our neck? Nah, you don't do that. I got to say, the big turning, I see the little banner here, turning points. Man, nothing bigger than the time we got the ball back right before halftime. We didn't run the ball at all. We threw it 3 straight times, gave it back, and then DK Metcalf scored. And not only that, they went down the field quickly.
They did.
I mean,
like the Falcons were expecting them to just run and play to kick a field goal, and you have to be ready for that. There's no excuse. You have to be ready for that. Could happen. You know what I mean? They said bump the field goal. We're going to go for it. That can't happen. I would agree.
Jimmy just was like, what was Jimmy Lake's plan of attack? That's my question, because it's not just Jimmy, it's Raheem. You're the coach, and everyone's like, well, you can't put it all. Yes, I can. He's the head coach. He gets paid for this.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, if something went down in your company, who's going to get it? The person that's maybe cleaning the garage, or is it you? Or the head person? Yeah. Whoever's in charge has to take accountability.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ron, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm not doing so good, man.
Get on the couch. We're here.
I've been saying it for the longest. The Falcons, Terry Fontenot neither gonna pick up the phone, call it top pass rush.
Oh, yes.
Because Geno Smith, I don't know why we let these dual threat quarterbacks look like Joe Montana, Steve Young, look
and
better than what it is. We can't get to him.
Yeah.
Or if we do get to him, they spin out and go the other way.
Yeah.
So, is it me? But if we saying the same thing on TV, I mean,
we look, and what I will say is we did get more pressure today, but I mean, it just, we lost Bergeron. We don't know how long we're going to lose him for. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge. That is huge.
What nobody's talking about is I don't know that we necessarily scored. Did we score after Bergeron or
no? I don't think so.
No.
The other question: did Tyler get hurt or what happened? Because I did not see him in the second half at all.
Me either.
He came out in the second half, but there's a play, or you know what? He might, because there's a play he ran up the sideline and he got up and he was kind of a little gimpy, for lack of a better word. You could see he was affected. There's probably a better way to say that.
Right.
But maybe he was. But I know Bergeron being out is big.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see that. You could see that in the fact, like, to me, they really started generating pressure when Bergeron went out. You could see it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lay it all. I mean, I don't even know if you know all the blocking assignments. You know what I mean? I don't think he's been on the team for that long, or if he has, he's still the backup. So, it may take him a game or two to get acclimated, and still he's not Bergeron. So, and now we go into Tampa Bay. That could be a big deal, guys. That could be a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I think it's a huge deal.
We lost a pass rusher we got from Washington Commodores the offseason. We lost him too.
No, I thought he came back in the game. He never came back in the game?
No.
Wait, who are you talking about?
The dude we got from Washington the offseason.
Washington. And William Amy, I think you're absolutely right. I think we did get out coached. I think we did.
Oh yeah,
I think we did.
by a rookie coach too.
Right.
Pandemic, what's going on? How you doing? And by the way, welcome, William Amy. Welcome. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Will?
Yeah, we how you been, Pandemic? I hope you're doing all right, man. I know you got your Falcon swag on today, man. Yeah, James Smith Washington, that's his name.
See?
I thought he came back in the game though.
Him, yeah.
I
He
know
had a good sack.
because
They were holding his shoulder and arm. The way he fell on it looked like he yes. It looked worse than it looked though. So but we need a pass rusher, man. I tired. I wanted to get 5 sacks on Geno Ninja Turtle today. I tired of him.
Yeah, we it looked pretty bad today, man. But today was kind of those things. It was one of those things where nothing went right, because I don't know. Bergeron is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
You got Vita Vea next week. That's a big deal. So hopefully he's not too bad. But he went out with a concussion, which means he's in the concussion protocol. He probably is not available this upcoming week. And that's why, honestly, guys, when everybody's like, "Oh, we got this," I was cautiously optimistic because, again, it's a long season, and you're 1 3 away to the right person, And this is not a harbinger of death. I'm not saying, again, it's a long season, but games like today happen, and you have to be able to bounce back. And if Bergeron can't play, I really don't have a good feeling going down there in Tampa Bay.
See,
now that means you got to scheme. You got to scheme away from his side. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
It's sad because we cannot do nothing.
Yeah, no. To that. Well, we put ourselves in that situation, Ron. So we come down. It's 17. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. I just want to make a point. We come down. It's 17-14, and Chris and I were just discussing the turning points of the game. If you stop them there, right? If we don't commit that penalty there, we get that ball back, and we may be able to go down and take the lead. We don't. And from that point on, it was all Seattle. This was a 17-14 game with, I want to say, 10 minutes left in the third quarter. This was 17-14. And at that point, it was all Seattle, Yeah. So, I mean, go ahead, man. I apologize. What were you going to say?
How can you beat the team and the referees? How?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. We made some mistakes today, man.
But
I mean, a lot of the penalties was on our mistakes, Ron. I'm not gonna. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Right, because they had the pass rusher we do have in the chokehold,
and they didn't call it. Yeah, and they did that a couple of times. You're right. I did.
Right. So
you're right.
I come on now. We at home.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Why we couldn't get no calls? Ray Charles should have seen that shit.
Yeah. No, you're right, but
hey, guys, don't worry. Raheem answered the question about pass rush. He says we've got to go to the back, find ways to fix them, and we'll look at the tape. So maybe Ray Charles is going to be sitting in with them and trying to look at this thing.
What the look at? What?
Yeah, that's the problem.
What the look at?
Let me ask you a question. So you put in a backup guard, right? He doesn't know all of the blocking assignments.
Yeah.
Doesn't know all of the blitz pickups. You're kind of at a disadvantage. You
are, yeah.
Kind of at a disadvantage.
And
ladies and gentlemen, we have a superstar amongst us, Mr. Dixon Wade. To the show. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? I ain't no
So,
superstar. Just a fan. Just a fan like y'all, man.
Hey man,
Oh man, tough
it,
game, man. Tough
this was
game.
hard to watch, man. This was hard to watch. Larry, let me ask you this question. To me, for me, the turning point of the game is when Bergeron goes out, because at that point we did not score again after, or if we did, it was very. But that was a big deal. Um, but what I wanted to ask you was, him being out in concussion protocol, if he can't play next week against Tampa, where does that put us in your opinion?
That really hurts, man. Bergeron, unsung hero out of Syracuse, picking him up. He is definitely coming to his role. When you don't have to talk about your guard, when you don't have to talk about your offensive lineman, everybody knows who's Caleb McGarry's name because he's great on run blocking, but suspect on pass blocking. Okay.
Yeah.
That's been like the motto where everybody been saying throughout our fan base. You don't hear Bergeron's name, but they started to get more pressure up the middle when Bergeron on pass pro on pass protection. So Bergeron's a very solid on guard. We don't know what we're gonna do. The good thing is we have 7 days of rest. Tampa Bay only have 6, and they got to play against a rough and rugged
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bergeron, I do agree with you that whether we lost confidence in trying to run the ball or we just forgot. I think the turning point was that Zach Robinson forgot about number 25. That's what I think the turning point. He didn't have a carry in the second half. The fact that our third string running back McClain out of Alabama had as many carries as Tyler Algier is criminal.
Did
It's
he get hurt?
absolute.
Did he get hurt?
No, he did not get hurt.
Second half?
He didn't get hurt. He was
yeah,
healthy.
that's what I was asking.
He didn't get hurt. He just didn't play. So again, if Tyler Algiers has 5 carries for 36 yards, excellent clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent average to clip. So
Yeah.
you're going to tell me that Tyler Algiers is 5 carries for 36 yards, and we just forgot about it for a whole half. Who do I blame that on?
That's coaching.
I don't think Raheem
Yeah.
got anything to do with offense, from my understanding. Is it Zach Robinson or Zach Bobo? Or is it Mike Robinson? Which one is it?
Hold
I get
on.
confused.
Hold on. It's the Spider-Man meme now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to understand. I don't understand why aren't we trying to we came out and tried to establish some run. We were running great.
Yeah.
Why are we going away from it just to try to give Kirk Cousins going? He had 80 yards at the half passing. We lost to somebody who just rittered us. Geno Smith had 207 yards. And those are with the big plays he had.
Yeah.
Those are with the gigantic 30-yard, 50-yard, 60-yard plays he had. That right there is the quintessential. We wasn't ready to play. We lost in all phases. Everybody was responsible, even Koo for missing a kick.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive and defensive coordinators were not ready. We were sending 3. We sent 3, dropped back 8, and still gave up a wide open touchdown down the middle of the scene.
That's that.
Now, AJ, first of all, AJ played that wrong. He wasn't man to man. It wasn't zone. He played 10 yards away from him and 3 yards off of him. So he gave him the inside. We were in double high safeties. So they're naturally going to spread out this way. His technique should have been in front of him, jam him, force it to the outside, because your safety was going to naturally flow to the outside. If they throw it to the outside, just like they did when Jalen Hurts did, you funnel him that way, and then Jesse Bates or Simmons comes over and pick it. That was a natural possession. But AJ gave him a free release, and once Metcalf get a free release, he's already full speed after 10 yards. You're not going to stop him. And now you can't put a hand on him. So he goes wherever you want to. I mean, it was poor execution by AJ, but it was even worse play call by Jimmy Lake.
Hey,
It really was.
so hey, AJ Terrell versus DK Metcalf, 5 times. One was a pass interference penalty. We already know that.
Yep.
3 receptions out of 4 targets, 77 yards and a touchdown.
Can I say something?
I think for me,
What up, Ron?
the issue is, when you're, he doesn't seem to be able to track the ball. I'm talking about AJ.
Who, AJ?
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
not. He doesn't. I'm not talking about on a line drive, but if he's in
No, when that ball went up and he threw that duck and he
Yeah.
missed it and he just swung it, flailed, and then exactly. You're absolutely right, man.
you got I mean, it's no. There's
That
no.
should have been a pick.
You got it. That should have been a pick. I mean, that thing was up there forever.
It was
And
a duck.
At that point, you got to be watching the ball. Doesn't matter how big the man is if you can beat him to the ball.
Well,
You got to be watching the ball. And
but
to me, go ahead.
It seems like AJ Terrell always have a hard time with bigger and taller wide receivers.
Yes, you're 100% correct.
I seen that in Clemson when he went to Clemson, and I like get on your guy, but if you put a bigger wide receiver on him, he have a hard time. So it made me feel like, is he really a number 1 corner for us?
Well, he's paid like one. It is what it is right now, Ron.
Yeah.
Because
if I get to get 5 yards, and I'm a big wide receiver, I'm gonna do whatever I want to. I mean, let me know if I'm lying though. I mean, every time he go up against a taller wide receivers, they had steak, lobster, they go to 112, they hot wings, lemon pepper wings, and AJ Terrell don't do nothing.
But Ron, I'm gonna be honest. While I am frustrated with AJ performance on trying to high point the ball, I think that's what we're talking about. He will. When he has trouble getting a bead on the ball and then high pointing it. He has a problem with that. But also, guys, we can't ignore that this front 7, or mainly the defensive line and our linebackers, are not getting any pressure. You see Matthew Judon fighting through double teams, fighting through getting held and all that. He's pushing everything to one side, and no one on the other side is coming up with the tackle. We've seen time and time again. Geno escaped like 3 sacks that turned into big plays. Yeah, 4, my bad, 4. So thank you for the correction. Like escaping, and it's just like, it's so frustrating because I think fans look at Judon and say, well, the production is not there with sacks. What did we pay for? What did we get him for? But once you're watching the game, and you see how he puts the pocket, how he's getting held, how the offensive line is basically rotating towards him to make sure if there's any chip, he's going to be the one to get chipped. Yeah. Everybody else is single cover. They may double team Grady once in a while.
Yeah.
But again, they never double him. That's 1-on-1. But again, man, like Seattle, look, man, if you look at the stats, the running back only had 50-something yards, like 50 or 60 yards. Geno only had 270 yards, but we lost by 20. Why? Because we beat ourselves.
Yeah.
We literally beat ourselves, man. And it's so frustrating because this game felt like what was happening with Tampa Bay at first until we pulled it out at the end of the game. But we're playing a better team. So that team took advantage of our mistakes. We gave them 3 drives off of penalties alone. We gave them 3 drives off of penalties. We almost had 100 yards. What we had, like 70, 80 yards of penalty yards in the game. Yeah, so it's absolutely ridiculous that we lost this game. We did it to ourselves. Guys, we are 2-3 at the crib.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good.
No.
Yeah.
And now we got Tampa Bay with going in without Bergeron, which is going to be a huge blow. I'm sure they're going to be sending blitz up the B gap now because of that. So yeah, I mean it's very worrisome right now, man.
Yeah.
For and someone said, is Raheem slowly turning to Coach Quinn being a rah-rah guy? We won't know that until the end of the season or several seasons. But winning the press conference, but not winning the game, that's what they're talking about. Oh no, that was Wolf. Wolf said that. Shout out to Wolf. We was on Ryan on the Birdcase LLC, and he mentioned that. He was like, right now, I don't need the rah-rah speech. I need Coach Ra to get with his coordinators and making sure that they got an air, type of game plan. Because right now we look like we just unprepared. And Seattle jumped on us early, but they really didn't do anything special, man. We beat ourselves. We flat out beat ourselves. And it's gonna be a lot of bad tape out there. We got to study, T. Will. Be a lot of bad tape.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Larry. Do you think it is time for Terry Fano to get on the phone to go get a pass rush?
It's been time, man. I've been preaching that. Look, everyone has a different opinion. You know what I'm saying? People want to say, hey, I don't know if I want to give up 2 first rounders and a player for Matt Crosby. Look, if you're telling me I can get a top 3 person out of any personnel grouping that's 27 years old, it's going to cost you a pretty penny.
What?
And guess what, Ron? And have we drafted good in the second round or the first round defense? I'm asking for a friend.
No.
Okay.
No.
So if that's the case, damn them picks. Someone told me that they wouldn't give up 2 first rounders for Zach Crosby. Max Crosby. That's
you
crazy.
just became my best friend, dog.
Because
you just became my best friend.
Become best friend. That's what he
You
said.
just became my best friend, dog.
but see, this is what I'm saying. Like, think about this. Think about this, guys.
I see you, Ron.
If I'm Terry Fontenot, I don't have an extension on my contract. It's to put up a shut up year for me. I just saw my head coach lose his job because he made the decision to sit there and run with Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke. And that ultimately was the end of our season. And they talked so glowingly about Arthur Smith, it sounded like they was about to give him a raise instead of fire him. You know what I'm saying? So, but it came down to whose decision was it to start this season with Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke as a quarterback? Because we were starting at a negative when we did that from the door. We lost 6 games right there when we made that decision to have them. That was 6 games that were lost. Because once we got down by 10, there was no way we could come back. So, yeah, we need to get a pass rush. Am I trading Michael Penix for it? No, because you made the decision he's going to be the future. Once you do that, you can't trade him. But anyone else is pretty much on the table.
Right. So I've been saying F those picks. They're my motto. F those picks. I'm sorry. We can beat like we stole something.
Like either we're playing for this season. All right, I'll put it like this, guys. I understand we got to think about the big picture about if we don't make it to the Super Bowl, then we don't have any draft capital to build this team up. We got a lot of guys on 1-year contracts. I understand all of that. Well, all I'm saying is, if this is a do it now, when you get Kirk Cousins, you kind of signal that you want to go for it right now. You're not talking about a rebuild.
There's
You're
no
not talking
kind
about
of that is,
yeah. And then you double down, you know what I'm saying, and say, no, I'm gonna go get Matthew Judon. He said, I'm gonna raise you. Well, I'm gonna raise you.
What?
And then they say no. Well, I'm gonna push all in with Justin Simmons. So if you're not on the phone trying to complete this all in, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But again, if this is our team, it's gonna have to be schemed up well. I think it's more Jimmy and Joe's than X and the O's.
I think
I do feel like it's some X and O problems, but I think defensively, especially on the pass rush, we just don't have it. And we got 2 sacks today.
Mm-hmm.
We would have.
Farouk.
But it was inconsequential.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come when we needed it. We couldn't get a stop when we needed it, and we kept extending drives with dumb penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Run into Gino after we getting them off the field, and they go and score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Pass interference by AJ led to a score. So again, guys, we shot ourselves all in the foot.
We did.
And
we got a nub. What are you talking about? It's not even a foot anymore. It's just like a little nub now.
hey, whatever it is, man, whatever it is, I hope that no one on the coaching staff is sleeping. I hope everybody's at Flowery Branch right now thinking about a game plan. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Now, if you want to say it was effort, I don't know about the effort. I wasn't in there all week. I don't know how people walked in this if they were overlooking stuff. But a lot of this, T-Will, there was a lot of this going on. And, maybe that was the thing that we can use to get us straight.
Yeah. To
learn. Not having, because I forgot, what game did we lose like that in 16?
Well, I remember the Kansas City game. Yeah, I remember that Kansas City game where we were at home and they ran back a 2-point on us.
Eric Berry.
Eric Berry. The Eric Berry game.
Yep, that's a game. And that's when we turned up. That was everybody patting themselves on the back, and they was like, "Oh, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were." And then after that,
and a Seattle game in Seattle where Richard Sherman basically mauled Julio Jones.
Right.
Well, no, but
that was before.
Kansas City beat us.
But
lost to Seattle.
Kansas City beat us, and they were a bad team.
Okay.
Seattle, we got cheated, but Kansas City beat us.
Okay.
Well, and also remember now, Larry, you remember one of the key things that happened after that, right?
What?
What?
They demoted Richard Smith, the defensive coordinator, and Dan Quinn stepped up and called the plays the rest of the way.
Yeah.
We didn't lose the game until the Super Bowl, but still, at that point, look, Rob, what type of coach are you? Because so far all I've seen from Rob is Mr. Smiles.
Well,
but sometimes, man, you got to be accountable to this. You're
T.
the
Will,
leader.
we don't want to make you uncomfortable, T. Will. I feel like you're kind of uncomfortable with this conversation.
No. I'm not uncomfortable at all. But what I'm saying is, we're 7 games into the season, right, guys? You're gonna face.
Yeah.
You cannot go and start taking over plays from your coach. Look, this is his first job. Offense, defense, you're going to experience adversity. Now, if you want to know what I saw, this team came out with a lack of intensity. Maybe it was the whole, maybe they thought we got this, and this team came in here and showed you, no, you don't.
You wanted to pick up anything?
Guess what? Let me tell you what my daddy told me. My daddy would say 3 things to me before every game. One of them is,
I'll get off
good
your
can take his team and beat your team, and turn around and take your team and beat his team. That's execution. He would also say, on any given day, any team can beat you in any sport. Come in there like you already have it figured out. If you come in there, and there's a difference between expecting to win, right, and coming out complacent and just low energy. And that's what I saw. When you talk about 3 false starts on the first drive, that's lack of concentration.
Yeah.
Game. The game started at 1, but I'm still thinking about, did I pay my Netflix? You're not.
What?
That was Kyle Pitts. Hold on. That was Kyle Pitts. That was Jake Matthews. That was, yeah. So to me, that's not only on coaching, that's on the veterans on this team. Somebody needed to say, look, guys, let's get your shit together.
Let's go. We haven't won anything, right?
But-
and if you don't have that's not so collectively as a unit we get an F today. Now,
Right.
were they
Mhm.
prepared? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. If a couple of things go our way, we could have won this game. But that's not the issue, right? Let's talk about what the real issue is. The issue is up until today, Pittsburgh, Kansas City Super Bowl champions, Pittsburgh number 1, number 2 defense in the league. But up until today, we've been using a certain formula and skating by. And today was the one day we got called on the carpet. Like, no, we're just going to keep it going. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to examine. This bend don't break. Today it broke. Now, you can argue we turned over the ball 3 times. In the second half, the defense really wasn't that bad. We turned over the ball 3 times.
Well,
It wasn't.
It was
I agree with
tough
that.
to watch. It was hard to watch.
All right.
But we turned over the ball 3 times in the second half. So even in the midst of all of this, angst and hostility that we feel, if you look at the numbers, it was what 17-7 in the first half. They put up 17 points. Of those 17 points, the offense only scored 10. Right? We gave up a fumble that was returned, and we threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, true.
So
No, I feel you too well. That's
Right.
an excellent point. That's
It's-
an excellent point.
it's not as bad. Now it is bad. Okay, I'm not sugarcoating anything. But what I'm saying is, Mike Tomlin says a lot of coaches just want ready-made football players. They don't want to coach. This is Raheem's opportunity to not only coach his team, but to coach his coaches. And say, we
Facts.
need to do something. Now, if you want to know the truth, hell yes, we need 2 or 3 rushers. If you want to know the truth, if it's me, and I'm gonna step up on my what do they call it? Not the soapbox. I'm gonna step up on it. I'm going to get 3 rushers, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
I might go and get now. If I can't get Myles Garrett, then I'm gonna try and get what's Smith
Max
from
Crosby. Oh, you talking about Olajere Smith out of the Giants?
I'm gonna get
former Bulldog. Okay, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna try and go to Cleveland and get Smith as well. I'm gonna go and get 2. I'm gonna go and
Okay.
and we're gonna do it that way. But those are my thoughts. Ron, what you got, man? You've been waiting patiently.
But that what been holding us back. We don't never get those dudes that got, I would say, attitude problem, but that the wrong answer.
They have that dog.
Yeah, thank you. We don't got no dogs on the team.
You
We got lads.
think Jesse's a dog?
Who?
You don't think Jesse's a dog?
I think
Not
Jesse.
on the we're talking pass rush guys.
Right.
We're
pass
talking
rush.
the safety. Yeah, secondary guys.
We're
We're not
front
just.
seven.
We're talking. Yeah,
Right, pass rushers.
Okay, now,
As
that's
a
fair.
as a pass rusher, who do you put fear in the offensive line? Who do they fear? On our
It fears Judon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I see the line shifting over to his side,
do.
but it's not enough to change anything because
Right.
the backside ain't getting no help.
Right.
So
By
I'm
the
with
way,
you, T. Will, on getting 2 more pass rushers.
Me too.
And I see you got T.O. Willingham. What's going on Facebook? When he's talking about we're gonna be okay. We have too many holes to go in all in for a pass rusher. We need to draft better in 2025. Elite defensive player are coming out next season. Rise up. But that goes back to my point about when has Terry ever drafted anybody in the first and second round in the defense?
Mhm.
Normally, he goes after offensive people
and toys only.
Exactly. And I have a feeling he's going to go offensive. He's going to go right tackle
Right.
in the draft.
Mhm.
I have a very good feeling that he's going to do that and try to secure the backside of the blind side of Michael Penix. So they may try to rush job that just depending on how the season goes
Right.
with this year. But that's why I'm looking like
And
So,
Pass rusher, man. I think Max Crosby or Myles Garrett is worth 2 pass rushers myself, but they're going to occupy 2 people.
I definitely,
Yeah,
I would still
it's
go.
pie in the sky, though. I do think it's pie in the sky.
I would. Here's the thing, right? And this kind of goes to your point. If we don't make the playoffs this year, I'm not sure that Terry's around anyway.
Oh no, Terry's gone, but that's why I think Terry has to do a move.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is chips all in. This is chips.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's call it what it is. Let's call this what it is. You got Kurt, and then you got Judon Simmons for 1 year. Stop telling me we need to worry about the future.
Yeah.
Because what you just did was make all-in moves.
Yeah.
Okay? If you didn't want to do all-in moves, you should have just kept Parsons, and then you could have figured out the team and not have Kurt here and not have Judon here. But you are in this spot. So now you need to figure out who's the best guy that's going to fit for this team. But here's the thing. I am sick and tired of hearing everyone say, well, we can't get Judon. We can't get Miles. We can't get the – look, you have to make calls. You have to put it out there. You got to see what they're willing to take. You got to see what's out there. Right. You might find somebody available that you didn't even think was available. Okay? But the other thing is this. This is where I want to go. You can't – sometimes I love the Falcon fans, but it's like they have this Quasimodo effect. They want to go, hey, we can win it all. But we got to remember our young guys. One guy was complimenting the heck out of Mike Penix, just throwing the ball. And I'm going, so what? You want to start him against Tampa Bay, against that defense?
Yeah.
Is he going to read Peter Vea? Is he going to be able to handle that defense?
Yeah.
Okay. So they were like, we need to bench Kurt so he can understand this offense. Guys, I will say Kurt had a bad game. I will say Kurt looked awful, threw 2 turnovers, fumbled the ball. I get all that. But to turn around and to act like this is not a win-now team, it is. You don't pay Kurt that kind of money. You don't go off and then get Judon and get Simmons and say, okay, guys, you're good to go. We're great. Everything is awesome. No, you have to go out and get you some ballers, okay? And look, I don't think it's that hard to get somebody. It's just, are you determined to get that person? When I hear people go, well, we can't draft a second-round pick. Guess what? I'm trading everything. If I have to trade my brother, my sister, and the crusty old car, I will do whatever it takes, and I will have the tattoos, the cigar with Max Crosby. I don't care. I want to win. That's how I look at it.
What's good,
hold on. I will trade Tip's Panther that he got last week if I have to.
I trade that mug too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, she's been eating
They
you
can
out.
have the Panther. They can have the Panther.
I would trade my mama right now.
I ain't gonna lie, they can't ever have my mama.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. They can't ever have my mama.
You can have mine.
15-yard penalty, unnecessary running, being willing to get his mama. 15-yard penalty on run.
I want to win.
I will give you some rice, some beans, some empanadas.
I got tired of Gino look like a bad.
Hold on, that ain't E-Man, is it?
Yeah, man.
Sir.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, John?
Mr. Parker in the house.
Y'all doing all right? Y'all doing all right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, outside of that game today, I'm all right.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
Hey, Ron said he would trade his mama for a pass rusher. We got to call a penalty on that. That's
Hey.
it.
Ryan gonna play, man. Ryan gonna play, Ron.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I see.
Yeah, I can't go for that one, man. Not mom.
All the laundry got to come out.
Hey, wait a minute.
Mine's in the ground, so I'm not worried about it.
Wait a minute. I seen Gino go like this today on the field, calling his girlfriend, "Hey, what we eating tonight? Lamb chops? Yeah, don't get out of deep freezer."
I think I hate to say it,
mama.
but I think that girl asked for Falcon talents today.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
she got it too. Yeah, she got it.
She got some of the Falcon chicken breasts.
Oh wow.
Hey, but
Well,
Gino was like,
can you get one of them bird wings that you playing?
Gino was like, "Yeah, don't get the pork chops out of the deep
You know
freezer."
what? You know what I feel bad about? Hold on, I gotta say this. I feel bad that Tim had to see that in his pimp suit. Man was all dressed up to the nines, looking like he was the pimp of the year. And homeboy
Man,
had to see that mess. I'll tell you, Falcon, she should have done better.
I'm talking about up close and personal.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lord have mercy. And then,
right.
even though he kept it light, then I'm in the booth with Jonathan Vilma. Come on now.
Oh,
Man.
Oh,
wow.
He was like, I don't want to rag on them too much. They already losing. I'm like, okay.
Hey, one,
Yeah, man,
The
they
thing
can
about it is,
really.
Vilma is actually cool. Like talking to, like he gave me some good pointers today, just as far as like, the things I'm trying to do with my life. So, so for that, I salute all day long.
Yeah, but he a saint.
We know, you already know.
Actually, he kept it kind of balanced today up there.
yeah, he did. You can tell.
That's why I said. That's why I said. I said he told me that. He said I ain't gonna rag on them too bad because they already going through it.
But he went in on us though, when we played those Saints though.
Mm-hmm.
You better be lucky it wasn't the Saints today. He'd have been unbearable.
Yeah,
No.
true that.
Hey, look here,
Been
man.
unbearable.
More reason to turn on your
personally-
TV and turn up the Dixon Way.
Yeah.
More
Yep.
reason. You see Jonathan Vilma, you should like run to the Dixon Way and just listen to me commentate instead of Jonathan freaking Vilma, Mr. Saint. Like
Right.
seriously.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
I
man.
just
He's
seeing
still a
these
saint
dudes
at heart, man.
more
Still
than
a saint at heart. He is.
Hey, Chris, I got a question for you. You was there.
Mm-hmm.
What in the world happened to Tyler Algier? Did he get hurt or something that we didn't know about?
I promise you, that man was healthy on the sideline.
Told y'all he was healthy. We just
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I had a clear view right to because I was in the booth. So from the booth, you can see the entire Falcon sideline, plain as day.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Tyler and Bijan standing next to each other, looking like they healthy. Toward the end a few times.
Wow.
Like
They're
as
looking-
far as I know of, nothing happened to Tyler Algier.
I don't get it.
So Chris, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Is Zach Robinson and Mike Bobo kinfolk?
You know what? You know what? I need to
to
go ahead and get into the press conference so I can start asking questions like
I
that.
know where you're going.
Because
I don't want them revoking your press privileges.
Yeah, that's true. Cause that's going to end it right there. Especially when they get a look at how I'm gonna look when I see it.
Security.
Chris, just bring me in. I'll be like, look, I have a paternity test. I need to know. Are you and me and Maury need to know? Are you brothers with Mike Bobo? Because y'all are making the same decisions.
I tell you.
And the crazy thing about it is, when we watch the game looks bad. If you just was looking at the stats, you look at it and just be like, how did the Falcons lose? And then you look at them penalties.
Yeah.
Then we had 9 penalties today.
Wow.
And at least 3 of them were dumb.
Yeah.
It's just like you keep they stalled drives. It was times we were supposed to get off the field and couldn't because of a penalty. Time we supposed to stay on the field and couldn't because of a penalty. Like, come on, man. Pick a struggle.
Yeah. And see, that's one thing. The league. I mean, when I say the league, the other teams in the league, they are coming after the Falcons. So when I say that we need to take the game out of the refs' hands, that's what I was saying. That we need to, with Kirk Cousins, we need to score fast, score often, and keep scoring. And defense need to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, I know it's a lot easier said than done, but man, I tell you, we got the team that we should be playing that way. And it's like I was saying last night. I haven't posted it yet, but I like that scene in Shaka Zulu where he approached his dad and they gave him that shield and that spear, and he told them, "I'm going to accept this spear and that shield because you gave it to me, but that throne I'm gonna take by force." And that's the mindset that we need to have going toward this Super Bowl. You know, we're gonna play this schedule, this soft schedule you don't gave us, but when we come time to play that Super Bowl, we're gonna take that throne.
But once again, how can we beat the teams and the referees?
Do you guys feel like we came into this game just trying things like, oh, we're not necessarily going to prepare for them. They're kind of beat up. Let's see if we can try some things on them. And then, like, we got punched in the mouth unexpectedly and never could really recover, especially with the penalty.
I definitely feel like there was a lack of intensity and a lack of concentration.
That part.
On the first drive, you had 3 false starts. That is nothing more than guys are not awake. You know what I mean? It's 1 o'clock. You're out there. Oh man, Keisha and I want to go to dinner tonight. Where we going? Like, you're not focused.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock. You're in your home stadium.
Yeah.
You should not have 2 false start penalties on the first drive, let alone 3. That is focus and concentration. And from the get, if you want to know the truth, I think we look past them and say, hey, man, we really got to worry about Tampa Bay. This was our trap game. Trap game. This
they play like it.
Like, we took a look at them. They on the 3 game. And young teams do that. Mature teams know you got to take everybody seriously.
Right.
But young teams, and when I say young team, I mean young in the mind, right? We sucked for 3-4 years. This team is new to winning. I don't care what you say. This team is new to winning, and there's a maturity that has to come along with it. And a part of that maturity is anybody can beat you.
Right.
Anybody can beat you. Okay.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. My daddy would tell me that. I got so sick of hearing him saying that, son. Anybody can beat you on any given day. If you come out there, it like you got it. Again, there's a difference between expecting to win and being ill-prepared and arrogant and going out there not ready. And that is what we were. We walked out there like, okay, we're going to give up 2 touchdowns in the first half, which we did. And we're going to come out here and we're going to hold them in the second half and everything's going to be okay. And I guess somebody forgot to tell the Seahawks that they were supposed to look.
They were supposed to comply, right?
Somebody forgot to tell them that, hey, you know, the Falcons need you to come out and suck the second half, because they came in there like a team that was desperate for a win. They came in there like, guys, we can't lose 4 in a row. We got to stop the bleeding right here. And that's what they did.
We go back to what I just said. They play like that pit bull off of their leash.
They
play like that.
Here's the problem. Like, how I think one other problem that I have with this is the fact that Seattle is just as beat up as we are across the board. They are beat up too. And the thing it is, the players that were beat up held down the players that we were expecting high expectations from. That right tackle that they he signed
some of the 6th rounder,
something like that. Yeah,
some of the 6th rounder that was working at Aldi's last night.
That Division 2 guy. That joker held down Judon, man.
I told you.
He held down Judon. I could not fathom that. Now I know any player can be.
He held down Albuquerque too, because they rushed Albuquerque on that side too.
Exactly. So that's the stuff that I can't fathom. I mean, when they said they was beat up across the line, I was reading up on their thing last night that they were missing 4 players from that offensive line. I just knew going in that, hey man, we're gonna have a field day on that front 7. But we were far from it. I don't know. I was looking for Judon to have a field day.
Me too.
For real.
But this was supposed to be another get right game type, because because their offensive line, who's supposed to get off. So now, fellas, we were talking about Albuquerque. And you know what I'm saying? Like, why wasn't Judon able to get home today?
Yeah.
Larry,
But
wanted to
the
say,
way they had Judon in the
Oh, I'm about
headlock,
to say Larry got his hand up. He got something for you.
Come on.
got Larry, what you got?
Me personally, man, I saw Judon get the push. There's no one on the opposite side that can pinch this line.
At all.
I
You know
see,
that.
I see Matthew Judon getting the push. He's the only one that we're rotating the offensive line. Well, teams rotate their coverage over to him. If they're going to chip anyone, they're going to chip towards the red sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
ain't hard to
And they
miss.
run away from him too.
And they run away from him too. So if nobody's making plays on the other side, yes, I'm looking at you, David Aminata.
And
I'm
every
looking
kid,
at
yeah.
you. I'm looking at you, Grady Jarrett. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at you, AK. I'm looking at you. Well, Lorenzo didn't play together. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at everybody that's on the opposite side. I see Matthew Judon giving maximum effort, and it's being wasted because I've seen too many times quarterbacks step up and get away. We almost have a sack, and the guy's
Mm-hmm.
on fingertips and
Yeah.
then miss them. And then here comes Geno Smith, step up in the pocket and flips it right there to the tight end who stopped
Mm-hmm.
blocking and
Where
got
they just
available
came from.
and ran up the middle for 20 yards.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the Jimmy and
That
Joe's.
hurt.
It's the X's and O's, but it's also the Jimmy and Joe's, and that's why I say, like, I know a lot of people say, hey, we got more holes than just get one more player. Well, you're gonna have a lot of holes because it ain't guaranteed that Simmons or Judon gonna come back. And you're gonna have the same problem. You're gonna have to go get you another veteran pass rusher if he don't stay here. Cause you're gonna be looking like, man, y'all hurt me. I mean, I ain't got no help. I left this for New England.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Yeah.
sold me a bill of goods.
And I
And
thought
I'm
you
sitting
guys
down
may
with
have
dinner
some
with you
young
guys.
talent that can help me.
Exactly. I'm sitting down eating dinner with y'all. Y'all sold me a bill of goods, and it ain't happening.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take myself somewhere where I can actually, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
be an asset instead of all of the defensive like pass rush putting all on my shoulders. And I think
That's true.
when Falcon fans envisioned Judon coming here, we thought that, or we hoped
Yeah.
that Arnold Ebiketie would take that next step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had positive games at the end of the year, and we thought he would take that next step. It seemed like he's regressed. I don't know if that's coaching wise or whatever, but he's regressed. And for guys that's saying they want the picks, until I see Terry F. Baby draft somebody defensively in the first round,
Yeah.
what am I going to assume? I'm going to assume that he's going to draft another offensive player. You know what I'm saying? I have to assume that. I mean, I don't even need to go through the drafts. You
Yeah.
got Pitts, you got Drake London. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got Bijan, and now you got Michael Penix. You
Yeah.
literally draft nothing but offensive skill players for your 4 years here as a GM. So, me personally, I'm just looking like, if we don't do anything, we don't win this division this season, which I still think we will. I don't think the sky's falling, and this could be a wake-up call game. But
Oh yeah.
by
I
the
think
bag,
it should be a wake up call for sure.
yeah, I
This
think
is the
it'll be a
first time
wake-up
somebody
call.
whooped your head in too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be a wake-up call, and I think it definitely got to be a wake-up call for Terry because I think Terry looks back and take a deep breath and is like, all right, if I put my future in on an advocate, I already got rid of Richie Grant, who was another second-round pick that was wasted. So everybody's saying save those picks. I ain't saying this give up the entire house, but a future next year and a future the year after that, if I'm as good as I think I am gonna be, if I get like a Max Crosby or Miles Garrett, that pick is in the high 20s.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I think that chess
Yeah.
move should be if we're serious about making a contention this year, and definitely trying to make a contention for 2008 28 when the Super Bowl is here, that we need to be all in when we're bringing in players. I mean, we need to do if it takes a draft pick and a player to go get Miles Garrett, who can help a Judon or who can help Ebiketie or Lorenzo or whoever's out there. if it takes Myles Garrett to come in here and help them do that, I mean, I say go all in. You bring in
Me
a
too.
Myles Garrett. That takes that double team off of Judon that he faced a lot of today. That takes the weight off the edge over there on Lorenzo Carter. Now, if Myles Garrett comes here and Lorenzo Carter still can't make plays, then Lorenzo needs to go. But can you imagine our defense with Judon, Myles Garrett, Grady Jarrett, and whoever else is out there on that outside? And then you still got Rook in the pocket. I mean, come on. And Nate Lammy can only get better.
Hey, E-Man.
They need to let Rook.
Imagine Judon and Myles Garrett on the same time, and they do a twist. And they do a twist.
Oh, man, the offense will be running into each other.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let me say that. Can we trade Lorenzo Carter for a bologna sandwich?
I don't even think they gonna still ask for something else.
Hey, even Cleveland,
they wouldn't give you the bologna. It'll just be mayonnaise. It would just be mayonnaise. It would not even get bologna.
I mean,
hey, as bad as Cleveland and their rebuild is, even they won't fall for that. They won't fall. But it's like the post I made the other day. If I'm Terry Fontenot and I'm looking at what I have to offer and what Cleveland is looking for in their rebuild, I'm willing to offer a high draft pick. Michael Penix is off the table. You can forget that. Right. Any of my 3 core receivers, top receivers, you can forget that. My running backs, you can forget that. But everybody else is on the table. We can go to the table and talk. But
E-Man.
Yes, sir.
You said that everyone, your top 3 receivers and both of your running backs are off the table?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Come on.
Instead of giving up 2 first-rounders and a nobody, would you give up Algiers and 1 first-round pick?
No, sir.
But we don't use them.
Yeah.
I want to use them. If we use them, then I will be right there with you.
But we don't use them. But Cleveland don't need a running back, though.
Yes, they do, just in case Chubb don't come back healthy.
He scored a touchdown today.
What? I mean, they don't need a running back.
Okay, I'm just answering questions. Yeah, these are all questions. That's all I'm asking.
I feel you. But
if our offensive coordinator used him like he did the last game, then yes, I would want to get rid of him because that'll be the face of our offense. See, but right now, our offensive coordinator wants Kirk Cousins to be Matt Ryan, and he's not him.
Yeah, I think my mindset is looking at something that would entice Cleveland to bite. And what in my mind, I'm looking at a high draft pick and maybe a wide receiver, one of the other skill players that falls like me. If I'm Terry Fontenot, just to put it out there, I'm going third pick and Kyle Pitts.
They don't need Kyle Pitts. They got the best. They got like the 3rd best tight end in the league in Njoku.
Yeah, but he also
they don't need him.
But I don't think Cleveland would use him like that. They seen what we did with him his rookie year. He was better coming out of the slot as opposed to playing tight end. They might be willing to pay him wide receiver as opposed to tight end and come out of that slot like Drake is now.
If we can Kaiser Sose them and trick them to taking Kyle Pitts or Kyle Pitts in a 3rd round pick and walk out of there with a limp and then straight walk out with no limp and get into the Mercedes and ride away with Myles Garrett, that'll be the steal of the century. But I think it's gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know. We gotta figure out.
No.
That'll be interesting, man. That'll be interesting if that happens.
Verbal Kent, what was his name? Verbal
Kent, yeah, Verbal Kent. Hey, I can convince them that Kyle Pitts and a 3rd round pick could get us Myles Garrett, bro. I would get on that unicycle.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah. Ride him on the unicycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm looking at what Cleveland. They are in a rebuild and thinking of things that they would say. Okay, that doesn't sound half bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are rebuilding. They looking for more picks now than anything.
Hold up, man. Lisa Shepard just said, I'm watching Tidy right now. I'm just reading the comments. She said somebody on IG said we got to get Kirko Chains out of the trap.
Lord, Hannah.
Oh, you knew the first chance people got, they were gonna tear that in half.
Hey, could
Yeah,
that?
'cause they definitely walked in our trap and took over it. So
Hey, could that could be the problem? He might be too deep in the trap.
Joe Cousins had never really been to a place like this.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't want him to be at 112 all night long. Stuff.
man, Kurt, Kurt had a bad one today, man. That second half, I feel like
But he had a better day than Gino, though.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
for the picks. Except for the picks. The picks were
Yeah.
horrible. What was
Yeah,
on Drake?
Here's another thing too.
that's what I'm saying. The second half, I was like,
Yeah.
so with the picks, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, of course they killed the drives, but you know,
Yeah.
Here's two things else we gotta look at too. Up until now, Kirk Cousins has not faced a top 20 cornerback.
No?
Don't figure that. He has not.
Oh.
You could against the
Pittsburgh.
Eagles. Yeah,
I
but he has
thought
not
Slay
faced a
was
top 20
with Philly.
corner. He has
Slay?
not faced a Slay. Slay's old. So I didn't count Slay.
Okay.
Slay is like
he's
number
not big
19.
play no more.
Slay is like number 18 or 19.
Okay.
But up until now, he has not faced a top 20 cornerback. Research it. I looked at it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why I was saying in these games coming
What was Kobe Bryant? The dude today, wearing number 8. He's a top corner.
No, he's a backup safety, but look, Kirk overthrew though. Kirk had a bad game. Kirk over.
Like my thing is the one with Drake London. That one went through his hands. It was high. It was high, but Drake is a tall receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you look at that second one, that one was just a bad ball all the way around.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
But once again, we beating ourselves.
Yep. We do that.
We beat. Look at the game today. Offensive line. Come on, man. Jay, you know better.
It's like Tom Hardy and Venom. We beating ourselves, bro.
Yeah.
Sitting there talking ourselves, symbiote sitting there like, you know you want to do right. No, you don't. You don't want to do right. Eddie.
You could almost make an argument. You can almost make an argument to ask, and I know this sounds bizarre and delusional in a way, but just for the fun's sake, you can almost make an argument to say, has a team really beat the Falcons, or have the Falcons helped so many teams beat them?
I really believe.
That sounds about right.
Of course, we're biased, delusional Falcon fans, but I do feel like we beat ourselves in every game. I feel like we beat ourselves in every game. I think either coaching or playing or the combination of both have been the reason why we lost. You know what I'm saying? But again, I kind of feel sorry for Terry because this is a make or break year for him, and if he don't make another move and try to sit here, then he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose his job just like Arthur Smith lost his job due to personnel not being able to carry us over the top. So.
I will say
he's not going nowhere.
You think he'll be on the hot seat after this year?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hot seat. He don't have a contract after this, man.
Yeah.
Terry,
he only had a 4-year deal. He only had a 4-year deal.
Oh, wow.
Arthur Smith was fired because he was ultimately the decision maker in keeping Ritter here as our starter. That's the only reason he got fired.
Yeah.
If you listen to that press conference, they had so many glowing things to say about Arthur Smith that it sounded like he was about to get a raise. Now about he got released. So when you really look at it, the decision ultimately of keeping Desmond Ritter was on Arthur Smith. And that's ultimately why Arthur Smith was out of here. You know what I'm saying? And even Coach Raheem said it. In his first press conference, if Atlanta Falcons had better quarterback play, I don't even have this job right now. You know, so I mean, when you really look at it, guys, the person who's been on the hot seat was Terry. Now it's not fair that he wasn't a real GM until this offseason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you bring somebody out, you fire a coach, and then he's nowhere to be found. He in the back consoling people.
Yeah.
I didn't know GM was code word
Me
for
either.
guidance counselor, but
Me
obviously
either.
it was prior to. You know what I'm
I
saying?
thought they
Right.
just did that in high school.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. When your high school coach was also your guidance counselor or something like
Right.
that. Yeah,
Right,
that's exactly what was going on prior to. But again, the Falcons and the person that's on the hot seat, it ain't Terry. Terry gonna be here for 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
the person that's on the hot seat is Terry F. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, my bad. Raheem will be here for 4 years. Terry
Yeah,
F. Baby.
Okay.
yeah, that's what I was
Terry F.
saying. He's
Baby
not
is
going nowhere.
yeah.
So,
He
oh no, well he might need to go and take over.
Raheem, look, man. I don't think Raheem's gonna do that because he brought Jamie Lake over. They were contemporaries and equals when he was over there. So he's trying to give him a spot to be a
But,
defensive coordinator.
but
Same
let,
thing with
It ain't working.
same thing
right.
with Zach. But
If
I don't know, guys. I think it's more personnel. I think it's a combination of both. I think we both got rookie play callers on both ends. And I also think the system we're trying to run doesn't fit our personnel. We're
right.
Yeah,
trying to
we
run a
definitely too
run and shoot
small up front.
offense. Yeah, we're trying
Let
to
me
run a
ask
run and shoot offense with running personnel.
right.
We're best at running the ball.
Let me ask you something, Larry, or
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
If my best friend making me look bad on the field now, he's not getting the job done. A, will you take over? B, will you let your best friend get fired? Or you get fired? Which one is
Well, when it's a job, it's business. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
You got
I'm
to get
about to
like
say
Nino
you gotta
Brown.
take care of business.
You got to get like
What?
Nino Brown. It was never
What?
personal, brother. It's always
What?
business.
So that my
Never
best,
personal.
Always been.
so that my point right
But
there.
man,
No,
If
we
I'm like
always
I'm
IT.
CMB,
I'm
we
like
always
IT.
got.
Yeah.
Am I
so
like other people? Yes,
so
I am.
so if my job, if my best friend making me look bad out here, hey dog, you got to go, man.
Yeah.
I got bills. I
Sucking on
got
that
to
glass
pay.
pipe. He didn't
Yeah,
say pipe though.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
I just saying.
of course.
I
He's
I
not who
be
he
like,
said
hey,
he is. I'm gonna kill him. Then I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill you.
hear
Then
you.
I'm
what?
gonna
Yep.
kill you.
But I
What the
said
man
you
said.
making me look bad. I'm the head of this team, but the way Jimmy calling the defense, he making the whole team look bad. So do you keep him or do you get him the boot before it be you?
Uh,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it's gonna depend on how does the team respond from here on out. Because if they're able to turn it around on defense, everybody's going to be pretty much safe, and make it into the playoffs. I think
Right.
everybody's going to be safe. But if it comes to the point if they keep playing like they did today, there's going to be some questions. There's going to be some questions because Seattle is not that team. We should have beat Seattle, and
Yeah, with that offensive line.
it was
Yeah.
for lack of defensive plays and and a few offensive executions. I mean, we should have beat this team.
Right.
This was a W for us.
So I'm looking at Jimmy Lake like sideways now. Like I thought you were good, player. I
Well, I
thought you
mean,
were.
with all fairness, you got to remember. I mean, first time play calling, just like Zach. So it's just like
Yeah.
really, we all went into it just being optimistic and saying like, well, maybe he can be a one of those guys that can come in and just contribute immediately. And we will see what he got going and everything like that. But whew, boy, I can say in the first 7 weeks of Jimmy Lake, it has definitely been bend but don't break. But what happened today?
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah.
working.
We got broke.
Yeah. We got broke. It really don't even like we got started. That's weird. At least in the past games, you saw flashes of greatness. You saw flashes of things to look forward in the future. But today, it just seemed like we just never got started. I mean, you saw a play here and there, but you didn't see, like, when we played against Philly or we played against Kansas City.
Right.
But today, man, it's just like we never really got started. Like we were just out there on the field, pretty much running around.
Man, I think, the thing that really kind of took the wind out the sails for the Falcons, man, allowing that touchdown before halftime. Good God.
Yeah.
If we could have just held them to a field goal, I would have took that as a win.
Yeah.
But to give up that touchdown and how you did it, with DK, man, had him going down the seam, and AJ kind of really just really kind of fell asleep on it.
Yeah.
He really kind of fell asleep, and then the safety was been over the top help. But honestly, AJ, that they've been going at you anyway. DK got a few steps. You're supposed to stay with him. Come on, man. That's what I mean.
Right.
Excuse me if I'm wrong, but ain't that what you get paid to do?
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed. That and that missed field goal was a 7-point swing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Field goal. And, I mean, if you stop them there and get a field goal, the game's tied when you come out and score your touchdown in the second. Game's tied, or you may even be ahead.
Right.
You probably are.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
Mhm.
look, guys, these games happen. What you got to ask yourself is, are they going to learn from it? And more importantly, I am a Baltimore fan on Monday night. Let's put it that way.
We woo.
I feel like Lamar and them gonna do their job even if we did win today.
Well,
Yeah.
we do it now, Chris. We really
definitely need it now. Yeah. Don't need no letdowns.
Hey, matter of fact, let me go find a purple shirt to put on.
Oh man,
I ain't going that far.
I ain't going that far.
Hey, I'm going that far.
I have purple shirts, but they're in the dirty clothes. I'm not washing
Ron, I
them.
knew you would go that far.
I'm gonna keep this on.
Hey,
Ron said, I'm going.
I don't know about that now.
I see what you're doing, man.
I'm a Ravens fan. That's all I'm saying. The objective is to stay in first place. All right.
Right.
That's it.
Hold up, man. Where's the wild?
Sound like you about to cause some confusion, T. Will.
First of all, where's the wild sounder? Because T. Will talking about he's a Raven fan right now. Wow.
I already know what T. Will logic over there. Like, it's a bird.
You're right.
It's a brain.
Right. No, I'm saying for one night, I'm rooting for the Ravens.
So for one night, you're gonna take your glasses off and you're gonna put on some purple. You said I legally could not see what type of bird it was. I was rooting for the Falcons, actually.
Hold on, wait.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
What kind of bird is that?
What is it? Wait, what
is it? Red or purple? I can't tell right now. But hey.
It looks like red. Let me get this shirt. It look like red. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Let me take a couple of shots first. My eyes are a little blurry.
No, I agree. I agree. On Monday, we all gonna be Ravens fans rooting for the Buccaneers to lose, and hopefully it's a very hard fought game. I don't want any injuries, but I want them to be battered, tattered, and bruised coming in to welcome us there, because they got a lot of angst. They feel like they gave the game away. I need them to play in a overtime game if possible. A double, this overtime game.
I'll take that.
And they lose. Lose in a double time to a field goal. That's what I want to see, because I think if we get them getting worn down by playing a physical team like Baltimore, they would give us advantage coming in. And I think there's going to be a lot of boots and butts at practice. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a lot of boots and butts, because there's going to be a lot of people questioning things going into this game. How Coach Raheem and his coaching staff take it. Let's see if they try to be deflective on the pass rush, or they're gonna be answering it. You know what I'm saying? Is Terry gonna come out and say anything? We're getting closer and closer to the trade deadline, guys.
Well,
That's week number 9. We're in week number 7 right now.
Mhm.
The trade deadline will be here before we know it. So we're gonna make a move, especially with having Tampa Bay and then the Cowboys. These are 2 critical games right here because our season can go left or right.
well,
You want to
Yep.
go the right way or you want to go left?
Yeah.
I want to go right personally. So,
me too.
Agreed.
I tired of sitting on the couch and watching all the playoff teams. And
Yeah.
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 And then
Yeah,
at the
just like
same
the
time,
Braves, man. I could not do any more baseball coverage after the Braves ended. I ain't watched no game. I seen the highlights of all the playoff games. I ain't watched damn
I
game
didn't even see the highlights, Larry. I haven't seen
because
the
I
highlight
told
of
the
one baseball game since the Braves have been
hey,
yeah,
on.
and
hey, Wilson, forget that
people
shit.
asking me, yo, you gonna commentate the no.
Yeah.
No, I say I can't. The way the season ended, on how many injuries and stuff like that, man, it was just so like draining.
It
You know
was.
what I'm saying? I was just like, you know what?
See
We
y'all
just
next year.
go hard in the paint for football and basketball now.
Look,
Shout out to the Hawks about to start on
Yep.
Wednesday. So can't
Yep.
wait for that.
Yeah.
Opening
look,
night.
I mean,
Starts new, but yeah,
Absolutely right, Larry. I just because I was gonna do a last final show for the Braves, and I was just like, bump it, man. I couldn't do it. I'm like, okay, and you know, I probably will. I probably will do some off season shows, but I need to heal, man. That was hard.
that
Man,
he
was
said,
tough.
I
That was
need
tough.
to heal.
That's a tough season, man.
it was like one. It was like watching Survivor. Sometimes it's like, damn, he goes down, and now he goes down, and now he goes down, and damn. And then
Yeah.
on the last game, like our number one pitcher, like you can't make this shit up. Like, are you
Nah,
serious? Are you, are
Not
you
just
serious?
it was a nail in the coffin, bro. It was
not
a
just
nail.
our number one go down, our Cy Young, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
best pitcher
And
in
then
baseball all year, right?
and the fact that you just pitched your young buck and Swilly, just had pitched him. Then you had just pitched Max Fried, so he had to go on short days rest. And you had to throw AJ out there, and you knew he was gonna get rocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, copy that.
Y'all know what? I'm glad it's not just me because I swear to God, I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but I promise you that's how I was feeling. That is 100. Like I was, because I typically do them on Saturday. Like hell no, I'm not. I'm not. And then that one Saturday turned into the next Saturday. Next Saturday, I was like, well, shit. The Bulldogs. I kept making up excuses. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'm just. It's like when I just need to heal, man. Like that was for those of you who are not Braves fan. Last season was the toughest
the
we've
worst.
experienced in a while. It was hard. That was a hard season, man. That was yeah. So I probably maybe a month or so. You know, maybe after the World Series, maybe during the winter meeting. You know, Larry, myself, you, Chris. You know, Pandemic. You talk Braves. Maybe we can all link up and have a show at the winter. But until then, I'm pretty much off football and basketball. I think we can all agree to that. So yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah. I know one thing, the Mets, they need to send us a donation or something like that, some money because their season was over if Helene didn't come through.
yeah, yeah. Well, and not only that, but little brother Acuna's helped him out too. So hey,
yeah, Angel. Yeah,
so
Speaking of donations, I see Texas got hit with that $250,000 fine
yeah,
plus
and
that
you
loss.
know what they should have. That was BS. That was
Yeah,
that was BS.
So
yeah,
I ain't never seen in my lifetime, like I seen like film of like different stuff, like where it seems like okay, the ref was like, all right, look, we're gonna have to overturn this thing if it get crazy out here, or
yeah, yeah,
or we got to get up out of here before it get crazy.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I
them
think
folks
you're 100%
throwing them
right.
bottles out there, and them folks overturned that call. I was like, wow.
I
I
think
ain't never
you're right. And you know what? What's sad is we're slowly witnessing the death of integrity because you could say it was the right I could see you saying it was the right call. That's not, What matters to me is the fact that, look, if you went with it, you went with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Went with it. If you agreed on it, you agreed on it. You set a very bad precedent, right? Because guess what? That's going to encourage the next college to do the very same thing.
Mhm,
Yeah.
that's
That's
so
going to
For two hundred
encourage
fifty
them.
thousand dollars though.
Well, no. Look, $250,000 to Texas is
Ain't
not.
nothing.
That's like
Yeah, that
$5.
ain't nothing. Yeah.
$5. $5 to me. It might be like $1 to y'all, but it's like five to me.
Right.
Okay, but
Right.
what is 250,000 of them? The fact that they did that is going to encourage the next school to throw bottles. And understand, a bottle or an object coming from the field is a bullet.
Yeah.
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 It's from a certain height. It's
The
a bullet.
velocity.
Somebody
Yeah.
somebody can really get hurt.
Yeah.
So that's why I disagreed with it. At the point that they started throwing bottles, no, if anything, you shouldn't do anything. They just have
Right.
to do it.
Yeah.
Because to show them you're not going to impact the outcome of the game. You get what I'm saying? You don't. That's our society. In 30 years, guys, you might see football games played in plexiglass because that's only going to get worse. I'm
So
telling you right
do they
now.
just penalize the college, or do they penalize do they throw like a flag on the field and penalize the team
No,
too?
what they should do is take folks to jail. And I'll tell you why I say that. So somebody threw something at one of the Kansas City Royals. Was it a Royal? No, it was Profar from San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah. San
They,
Diego. Yeah.
they threw a
It was
baseball.
San Diego versus Dodgers. Yeah.
Right. They threw it because what happened, and this is why I really don't like today's young folks. He was talking shit to him. Okay. And guess what? That's a part of the game. If you can't stand people talking shit to you at a sports venue, don't go.
Right. Exactly.
Don't go.
Exactly.
If you're that sensitive to where you gotta throw something because you're mad, you're not a player, you're not involved in the game, you're not
Right.
on the team, don't go.
Yeah.
Just don't. Okay. But of
Yeah.
course, those folks got all up in their feelings and they threw something at him and they kept doing it. And what I said was that is a problem.
Right.
Because somebody's going to get hurt one day. Like you throw something from 4, 5, 6 stories up, you could really hurt somebody. You
Yeah.
could kill
Yeah.
somebody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that started there, and then we go to that sporting event last night, and those folks start throwing bottles. You need to start locking some of these folk up and giving them felonies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're gonna have a problem. And that's why I say again, in 30 years, you might see sporting events played in some sort of protective device because it's just gonna get worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous. I know it sounds stupid, but I'm telling you, did y'all see that game last night? Them folks just kept throwing it. They didn't give a damn. They were just like, they just kept doing it.
Yeah, because what's his name came
Yeah.
out? What's his name? Sarkeesian came out on the field. They were still
Right.
throwing it.
But if you didn't take them to jail, what price did they pay?
Right.
My daddy always told me, son, I love you, but if you don't do what I tell you to do, there's an or else.
Right.
There's an or else. And I learned to respect the or else. You don't give somebody an or else, they're just gonna do it again. What did they lose? That's like nothing. You get what I'm saying? Them folks should have been sent to jail. And hopefully they're doing investigations. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox, guys.
I think it was coming from I think it was like the students.
And
So it
they,
was
and
student
they
section.
should
Like
go
the
to jail.
student section, I believe.
And they
Yeah,
should go to
I
jail.
promise you, if you get students getting suspended for a semester because of that, and their tuition, they have to pay their tuition. Oh, their family gonna feel that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that it easily could be real. Or they get banned. Get your ID and get banned from the game. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do. But yeah, for referee, normally when someone throws something out on the field that isn't there's usually an unsportsmanlike conduct on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever's the visiting team or the home team, it'll be on them. You know what I'm saying? If they did that, it should have been 15 yards. It should have been a moot point. Once one went out there, after the second one and the 100th and the 1,000th of beer things that fell out upon the field, that's delay a game. on the home field, 15-yard penalty. Also, guys, when they took that penalty, if you go back and look at the rule book, I posted it on Twitter that once a ball is spotted, you cannot go back and
That's
challenge
what
it.
I
That
thought.
point.
You
That's what
can't.
I
That
thought.
point.
You're
The
100%
ball got spotted up to the. They walked off the penalty. They walked off the penalty, and we was about to run a play, and
right.
that's when the first ball stopped. They called the timeout, and then that's when all the balls went. And then they said after conference, like
What you talking
confirm
about?
our work. Like you can't go back. It's literally against the rules to go back and change something after you walk off the chains,
Yeah.
because you can't challenge that play. And once they called it as a pass interference, it's a judgment call. Once they call it in college, you can't challenge pass interference. In the
Right.
pros, you can. So once they call it a pass interference and they walked it off and marked the chains, moved the chains, you couldn't confer anymore.
Right. Right.
It's the next play. Even if you felt like it was the wrong play, I personally think that the defender initiated the contact.
He
I
did.
feel like it was
That's
offensive. I
talking about.
feel like it was offensive pass interference to get him
Right.
pushed off, and the ball was so poorly thrown by Carson Beck that it went right to the defender when he pushed off and turned around. You know what I'm saying? So I think the defender initiated contact. I think the offensive player did offense. I think it should have been offsetting penalties and then replayed it down. At the very least, if we're going to go back and look at it. But the fact that it was illegal to look back at it was, look, man, guys, we know this is all big money. The Pac-12 is gone. Outside of Oregon, there's no other team west of the Mississippi that is really in college football contention. Am I wrong or am I
No,
right?
you 100%.
Right.
So Texas, while it's not on the West Coast, is gonna serve as that Southwest, you know what I'm saying, team that can get the eyes in Texas. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, watching the college football, because it's still a business, guys. And
Yeah.
this goes back to why Georgia and Texas records wasn't comparable in the playoffs last year.
Mhm.
As you know, they just went ahead and made Georgia the sixth seed. They just made Georgia the sixth seed, and the decision was between Texas and Florida State without their quarterback. Okay, that's what the decision was. They didn't want to get into, well, who had the better loss? Was them losing to an unranked Oklahoma team at the end of the season? Well, no, it's not the end. It's the third game of the season, but a team that ultimately ended up being out of the top 25 is a team that they lost to. They lost 3 games that year, Oklahoma. So you lose to a 3 or 4 win team, excuse me, a 3 or 4 loss team in Oklahoma was your worst loss, and Georgia's worst loss was losing to Alabama. So basically, you wanted to make this. Well, we can't get rid of Alabama because beating Georgia was the best victory in the whole entire season. Okay, even though Alabama lost at home, beating University of Georgia in the SEC championship in a close game was the best win in the season, even better than Texas going into Alabama. So if that's the case, then why didn't you just go ahead and compare apples to apples and say, okay, well, uh, was Georgia line up or lost to Alabama worse than Oklahoma? They never wanted to deal with that. They just said, guess what, Texas, you're in. Because we don't like Florida State without their quarterback is worthy of being a top 14, which I actually agree with. And they ain't been the same since. They've been pounding over that, and they just pretty much ruined their program. But hey, more recruits for Kirby and the Dogs.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm up out of here, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Always good talking good stuff with you guys. Keep
Tell
it
them where
up.
they can find you, Larry. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Rumble, and X. My name's Larry, one half of the Dixon Way. My beautiful wife Shonda's the other half. We do live commentary, all our favorite sports teams. From the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, the Bulldogs, even my white Gators. Next college game is the cocktail party. Y'all better not miss that.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
She's not gonna be sitting on this couch. She's gonna be sitting on the love seat. I'm gonna be sitting on the couch. Y'all see it?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When Georgia plays Florida,
Yeah.
is that a tough week?
Of course not. We win. It was when we first met. It was when we first met. But it ain't tough no more. These things go in cycles, guys. She been talking up November the 2nd all before the preseason. I say, babe, you don't want to see that scrimmage. You don't want to see that scrimmage.
Oh, the scrimmage. Oh, the disrespect.
Oh, man.
The disrespect.
That's all it is.
Oh, the
The
disrespect.
shot. The
Oh,
shot.
wow.
The
He called it
scrimmage.
a scrimmage.
But she said, you ain't gonna be laughing when we beat y'all. I said, okay.
Oh,
That's what we've been saying since Kirby got there, but Kirby ain't lost to y'all. They
dang.
keep on walking through that door. Urban Meyer ain't walking through that door, babe. Well, he might.
He might. You never know.
He might get him back. But either way, yeah, make sure y'all tune in to the House Divided stream. We already got it up on the thing.
I gotta
Oh,
check it out.
man.
Yeah, Florida Bear be over there with her. Like you see Florida Bear right there? His ass gonna be over there with her.
Oh, wow.
That's up.
I don't even know how to follow
What
that.
happened, man?
Oh my God. Hey, Larry, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you. As always, we appreciate it. Always fun, man.
Yeah.
Man. Chris, tell them where they can find you, buddy.
Hey, man. A1 Forever Sports, man. That's the platform on YouTube. Also, you can find me on Twitter and what it is, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. You know, I say, come on over, have a sports conversation. We be generational because it's always time to be. We don't settle for less. Always can have more division.
Amen. Falcon Pandemic, let them know where they can find you, brother.
Oh my goodness! Right now, I'm mostly on YouTube, but I also make an appearance on Twitter. What else? Instagram. All at Atlanta Falcon not underscore Atlanta Falcons Pandemic. It is underscore on Twitter. So, but yeah, but let's let y'all know we still in here. We haven't lost everything yet. We still cashing in on that Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, we never lost everything. Not at all. Not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
Not at
Game. It's one game. It is one game. Well, hey guys. To everyone in the chat who joined, thank you all. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. We do this for the love. We also do this for you. We couldn't do it without you. I want to thank God because hey, without him, wouldn't be able to do this. Also want to thank my family. Uh, want to thank all my content creators, actually the gentlemen on this panel, those who are still with us and those who dropped off. And hey, man, I will see you guys next time. Thank you all for tuning in. You guys be great. Have a good week. And as always, gentlemen, rise up.